Hi all, Pippa here, and welcome to the big show.
Thank you for that warm intro. I am Jerk, and I'm your host, and it's the freaking weekend. To celebrate that, I went through the stack of requests piled up on my office desk and figured it was time to reach out to our old friend and see if they'd like to come back on the big show, because it has been 120 Krakens since we last saw them, and that time we saw them, they were promoting a very questionable performance. But folks, I'm happy to say that today is not a questionable performance and is actually getting some Oscar buzz around town. Oh, it's not? Oh, sorry. So let's get them out here to tell you all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Tech Tree Tier 7 German heavy cruiser. Give it up for him. So, yes, we're interrupting our regularly scheduled secondary builds to add a little spice and variety to the big show, and we're out here in a heavy cruiser, the natural enemy to those HE spamming light cruisers that every battleship player hates. And also the class that if all those HE spamming light cruiser hating battleship players would play, then you wouldn't see all that many HE spamming light cruisers, but I digress. For this match, let me put up the commander and modules we're using for this match. It is Von Muller with the steely-eyed Yamamoto and the Betty Davis-eyed Norman Scott. Now, in the past, to differentiate between the Fresh Prinz Eugen and the Hipper, I would build them to be as different as possible. However, since the Hipper just got that Roid Raid injection and is now shredded, I have put on my semi-agile, semi-DPM-focused build. Now, as we get into the meat and mostly potatoes of this match, let me go ahead and spin a yarn about what you're about to see. If you would kindly turn your attention to the minimap, you will see my lovely assistant in nothing other than the worst battleship in the game. Maybe. I mean, probably. It's a champagne. Now, as to why they took that out, well, that is a riddle wrapped inside of an enigma. But having them take it out, I thought, you know what might be a good pairing with this? A Hipper. And just like mint jelly with lamb or Pinot Grigio with Branzino, it's proven to be a great taste that goes well together, but only in limited quantities. And basically what you're going to see for the next few minutes is the champagne being a worm on a hook, blasting HE at bow end battleships who can't push in because they know they will be torped should they get too close, and hungry cruisers looking to get a taste of that sweet 32mm plating on the champagne, who I can then wreck with my AP. But like a moth to the flame, neither can resist, and all must do what they know they shouldn't, which is just come forward. And the reason that they're going to have such a difficult time is because of their initial positioning, which we will talk about now. So, initial positioning. With my build on the Hipper and with my particular playstyle, I prefer to take a very forward and aggressive position and just dig in like a tick on a dog. And when that happens, it can become very difficult for anything to get you out. And this same playstyle applies to the Prinz Eugen and the York as well. Now, the red battleships on the opposite side of me no doubt thought that getting close to the island would protect them from crossfires, from B, not that my team stayed there, but the issue with that is that all of them are right there, and as they have gotten so close to me, there is no chance for them to reposition and get into a place where they can dislodge me. Had any one of them gone out to the western edge of the map, I would either be sunk or would have to back out of the cap. I mean, I can't exactly spam HE too well in this. And any battleship at range can do a number against the Hipper. 406s and higher can overmatch. And any battleship's HE will break just about every module this ship has with every salvo, leaving me dead in the water. Now we can see this Suzuya circling the bait, unable to resist the sparkly lights. They simply must shoot HE at a champagne. And you're going to see HE coming in from our champagne over and over onto this Massachusetts. And while you can't hear the comms, I am constantly asking my division mate to tell me whether the Massachusetts uses their damage con or not, because every time they do, I have the option to torp them for a permaflood. Not that I'm going to do that just yet, there's a few too many red ships on the other side of this island still, but the threat of that happening just keeps them back for the time being. And I believe right about now, we're going to remove this HE spamming light cruiser. Hey, alright. So what to do next? Okay, I need to turn because now it's time to start thinking about pushing around this edge. And you're going to see this Massachusetts back up. I know I'm spotted by a plane. I'm going to be within 3 kilometers. And what we're what we're doing now between me and my division mate is I'm having them tell me every time that the Massachusetts shoots, because I know I've got about a 30-second window to operate there too. So I'm going to push forward and wait for this Nick Salvo to come out and then proceed to push around slowly, because there are still a lot of red ships around that side, some which haven't been spotted in a while. And while I'm usually all one to go YOLO in like this, the game is not wrapped up yet. So no sense in using most of my health to potentially torp this Massachusetts just yet. We want to get a better idea of what the hell was that? Colorado came all the way over from B just to get wrecked like that. Alright, man, slow your roll, pump your brakes. We've got no eyes on what's around this corner just yet. So if we slow down, and there is a Siegfried. Not a terrible cruiser, but seriously, just take out a battleship. This isn't going to take long with that ship giving me broadside, and now the roided out Hipper having this faster reload, and with the AP on this ship from this range, it's just gonna rip. Doesn't matter if it's a destroyer, a cruiser, a battleship disguised as a cruiser, and oops, watch me flub my torps right there. That could have made this a 6-pack game. Anyway, Hipper don't care, Hipper smash. So I'm just backing up to collect my thoughts again for a minute. And you're going to see more HE coming from my champagne there. And that's going to, once again, stop the Massachusetts push. They're now like, ugh, I'm on fire again. And I immediately put it out, if I remember correctly. And that's why I started thinking, all right, let's go forward and see if, because I'm spotted, I'm within range, and see if the Massachusetts start backing up again. And we're checking with our torps. They are backing up. But let's just go ahead and finish off this Siegfried first, and that is going to be our 3rd ship sunk. The Siegfried's reload too. I mean, look at how much damage I'm doing, and look at how much damage that Siegfried is. They took the one shot, and you know, he did a little bit of damage, but I'm just able to pump out so much damage so quickly with this new reload. Anyway. There goes the Siegfried, there goes another HE salvo onto the Massachusetts, and there is no sense in waiting any longer. We have got their team entirely under control. I've got plenty of health. Let's go ahead and start YOLOing this and do what we really want to do, and that is sink the remaining ships. I should probably put HE on here, but we all know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my torps off on them. But what's going to happen is they are going to get clapped from behind. As I'm getting ready to turn and torp, you're going to see, oh, they just got shot there, they got shot there, and they get wrecked. And so at this point I was like, well, there's only 2 ships left. And what do we have here? The backside of a Jean Bart. Well, you don't even have guns there. Can't drop my torps just yet, or they would hit the Massachusetts. So we got to get closer. Alright, let's drop a set should they continue, and let's drop a set for when they realize what's behind them and they inevitably start going forward. Then we just got to bow in because they cannot overmatch me. And we just need to be aware that there is a Boise over to our right. But first, we have to get this Jean Bart first if we are going to pull off the Kraken here. This poor Jean Bart drives right into the island. I mean, at this point, The jello's jiggling. The butter's getting hard. What were the other things Chick Hearn says? I always forget. But that's going to be it. And now, check out this reactionary shot. I'd like to call it a flick shot, but it's not. Immediately turn to the Boise. Get it lined up. Get our shot in the air. Our destroyer's shooting me, but I shoot. I score. Kraken 285 in the hipper. Alright, let's see the scoreboard. 3,344 XP for a very good game. Looks like a few people on the blue had a hard time, and I'd say most of the red team put themselves into a bind from the get-go. But a GG to all, and that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you're hoping for some new heavy cruisers to punish those HE spamming light cruisers in the next update, hit like. If you think HE needs a buff, hit dislike. Questions, comments, rumors, and innuendo on the next patch, leave it down below. You can be anonymous. And to be sure and catch my first PS5, that's right, PS5 livestream, think about hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll get back out there for another one soon, and we will talk then.